Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking you over the head, stop him. Do whatever you have to do to stop him. You know, the ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back. So they said, no, he's teaching hate. He's violent.
Let's do it.
I got Galatians 1:10 up here, and I know that you mentioned the contract. Is it? Is it all right if I disclose a paragraph in that contract?
Go ahead.
Okay, yes, sir. All right, so we're gonna disclose a paragraph that I found to be very interesting. The rest of the contract, I'm gonna leave it up to those who can speak to the real experience of the contract to break it down for all of the viewers here, for all of you guys. So if Jordan wishes to come out and make a video on that in the near future, hallelujah, I'm gonna support it, but I'm not gonna break down this whole contract. I found this paragraph to be very interesting.
What was that? Wicked. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely wicked.
Entire contract is wicked, and guess what? It ain't even legally binding. Watch what it does to them. Their own wickedness and mischievousness is going to be what bites them in their butt. Watch, y'all. Watch what I say.
Absolutely wicked contract. Now, that's Galatians 1:10. For do I now persuade men, or do I seek to please men? For if I yet pleased men, I should not be the servant of Yeshua, of Christ. Listen, pleasing man don't give you servitude in Yeshua, don't give you favor in the eyes of Yeshua. It just gets you what? Favor amongst men. And so I'm going to grab this contract real quick. Now I'm going to show you proof, of course, that this is the proper contract, and this is not false or fictitious. I didn't just mock this up myself. And I want to share the paragraph here that I found to be very interesting. Okay. Because I believe that we all, we should know a little bit more about what's going on, that we ain't just talking about these people. Listen, this is what is this? His servant foundation. You see that? Y'all, let me make it big so y'all can see it. This is his servant foundation. This is I'm not going to disclose that, but y'all
saw where it's from in Green Bay. So this is Kabeer's foundation. Right.
This is his foundation. So yeah, his servant foundation, right? This is his communal contract. Okay. Now, I'm gonna break down some information is redacted for obvious reasons. Now, this information has been redacted. A lot of times they redact it because there's court proceedings, but I'm not gonna go there. All right, but I'm gonna go to the actual contract that I found very interesting. This portion of it is what is which is the most interesting thing to me. This covenant shall remain in effect as long as I walk in unity with the foundation and continue in obedience to the laws in order of the Most High Yah. Okay, I understand that any judgments regarding rebellion, disorder, termination of a covenant, or breach of conduct shall be what? Rendered by the appointed elders of his servant foundation under the authority given by them by Yah, honoring him with the lips, but the heart is far from him. These judgments are final, right? And binding under this covenant. Okay. Should I voluntarily depart from the assembly or be removed due to rebellion, disorder, false accusation, or refusal to submit to righteous order, I understand and agree you're losing everything based on their own judgment. Okay, I freely relinquish all claims to any property, income, resources, everything, or communal support held by or assigned to the foundation. I shall make no claims against the foundation. You won't even come against it. You understand what I'm saying? So they can trump up false charges as they did with Pastor Rufus, kick you off the land and you lose everything. This is a literal fear contract, a quasi-contract. Listen, this whole thing is wicked. This is how Satan contracts with you if you decide to leave the Father. This is not how you're supposed to deal with your brother and sister. You understand what I'm saying? We just read it. We just read it all over the place in the scriptures. How they're supposed to leave what their value is. Whatever they're worth, that's what they should leave with. And if we're going to go based on Yah's law, why wouldn't we go based on Yah's law in your contract? Why wouldn't you outline that as well within your agreement?
Thank you, Brother Vic. Brother Vic called it well. He said Kabeer is in big legal trouble too now. He is. And see what the people don't understand. Some of y'all that actually care, go study the 13th Amendment. We have a thing in this country that we live in called the Constitution. Go study the 13th Amendment. Then you come back and look at this contract, this so-called contract. First and foremost, contracts are agreements between two or more parties. Is that correct, Brother Barak? Did I get that right? Or did I paraphrase it wrong, or is that true?
No, that's accurate. 100%.
You have a contract. So like you look at this here, and you got to have a contract between an individual and a foundation. Somebody has to represent you. You see this clearly appointed elders of his servant foundation. So one of them would have to sign this contract to make it legally binding, and the person that's entering into it would. You can scroll down to the bottom because this is redacted. You ain't gonna see nobody sign this. See, you got the member that signed it. There were two eyewitnesses. Where is the signature of the person that's representing the foundation? Where is it? Here's another just dog devilish thing. Scroll down just right there. Stay there.
Look right here.
The date. It was signed and sealed on the 2nd day of May of 2025, right? Go back up to the top. Go back to the first page, up to the top, at the beginning. Look at that date. Effective as of June 2nd, 2018. He didn't even have a community on that day, y'all.
Wow.
So now what they want to try to do is retroact all of this all of this wicked.
From the day you joined.
You came there, all of it wicked. This is retroactive back. They think this is legal. This is how stupid they are. They literally think this is legal. What they have done, and I'm trying to help them, what they actually have done is put their criminal wickedness on paper. See, there are laws on the books, y'all, against slavery. There's laws on the book against indentured servitude. Brother Barak just read for y'all. He just read for y'all. They're requiring indentured servitude. And they're saying for every labor that you did, you're not going to get nothing if we deem you are not in good standing. Go read the 13th Amendment. Come back and read this thing. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm grateful that they did this. I'm extremely grateful they did this. I'm extremely grateful they put their bylaws on their website, because what they have done is shown on paper. They've shown it to the world. How nefarious, how wicked, and how demonic they are. And also, this is the biggest word, how illegal they are. Illegal. See, they're totally unlawful by the Most High Yah. Brother Barak did a beautiful job breaking down, showing you all these texts and scriptures where this contract don't even come close to matching it. Don't even come close. So we know they're unlawful by Yah, but they're also illegal by the law. And I'm glad they put it on paper. It is all state and governmental evidence. Thank you, Kabeer. Thank you, dumbass Dowell. Thank you. Believe you me, there are laws to protect you from you in the Constitution. You can be stupid and say, I want to just do everything for free. There's laws against you doing it. There's labor laws. There's trafficking laws. There's all kind of laws to protect you against yourself from slick talking devils like Kabeer and like Dowell. So when I'm saying to y'all, stay tuned, I ain't playing. I ain't lying. One of the brothers said earlier, we wait no more videos from you, Pastor Rufus. I said, I know. Stay tuned. They'll come out when the Most High tell me to put them out. Brother Barak is doing an incredible job. But their intent has been put on paper. And they have gotten men to sign it. Thank you, Kabeer. Thank you, Dowell. And they said public. We got the videos, y'all. We got them downloaded. Don't worry about it. We got all of it. They said publicly, where if you're going to live on one of their communities, you're going to have to sign one of these contracts. And they think they're going to be protected. They think they are.
Now, Pastor, I want to shoot that rabbit while it's running, okay? And you spoke about the contract being illegal, and this makes this contract null and void. And I want to point out a specific reason why and what makes contracts null and void for those of you who may have signed a contract or got an agreement with these devils. You understand what I'm saying? A void contract is not legally enforceable from the start. This means that it's not a valid agreement and the parties involved are not obligated to each other, right? Several factors can render a contract void, including illegal subject matter, lack of capacity of, this is the big one, lack of capacity of a party. If you don't understand what your agreement is, if you don't have full disclosure, if they're not truly telling you what you're doing is actively signing you up for slavery and you're giving away, if they're not breaking it down thoroughly, this makes the contract null and void. If there's illegal practices within the contract, it's null and void. Everything that makes it void.
Read that last part.
Or failure to meet certain legal, right, formalities.
Legal,
it has to be a legal
formalities. The Constitution is a legal formality. It has to meet it to be legal.
That's right.
These dudes are so carnally stupid, they dumb. Because I ain't gonna call them smart. They think they're smart, but they're not. Because again, I told them months ago, because everything you're doing is from a wicked, malicious standpoint, it's all gonna come falling down. It's all going to be exposed. Stay tuned, y'all. Y'all gonna see stuff that's gonna blow y'all mind. Audio recordings, videos. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, Most High not playing with these dudes. And again, y'all's been so gracious to give these guys so much time to fall on the sword and say, you know what, I'm just wrong. Man, let's work this out. Let's get this right with the people. Nope. They right and we wrong. And guess what? We finna find out before the Most High Yah. The least of their concerns should be the alphabet soup groups coming their way. That should be the least of their concerns. What about the Most High? Y'all see, David understood. You merciful. Let me fall into your hands. And 70,000 men died. All because he was prideful and wanted to number the people. Think about that, y'all. David was arrogant and prideful in himself, wanting to number the people. If they belong to Yah, why do you need to know how many it is? Think about that, y'all. And that act of vanity, that act of pride by David cost 70,000 Israelite men their lives. And that was David humbly submitting himself to Yah because he gave him an option. Do y'all remember this? He gave him an option. And he said, I can't fall into the hands of my enemies. You are merciful, Yah. And the mercy got 70,000 men killed. These men are not falling on the sword. They ain't being humble. They're not asking y'all to judge them. So they're going to be judged by their enemies. They think Brother Barak is their enemy. They think Pastor Rufus is their enemy. They think Elder Chris is their enemy. They're going to have another thing coming. They're going to find out who their real enemies are. Since they won't humble themselves and be judged by Yah. He's going to turn them over to their enemies. Y'all got to know the spirit of this book, the spirit of this law. You got to know it. They don't.
Wow. Pastor.
Let me read this part. Can I read this, please? I see you got to hide. Let me read it.
Please do.
Please. Contracts that are extremely one-sided and unfair to one party may be deemed void, especially if the imbalance is due to an unequal bargaining power or deception. Y'all think, I'm just keeping it a buck. Y'all think y'all brother, elder, pastor know what he's talking about? From both sides.
Yeah.
From both sides. From the lawful side and the legal side. I'm grateful they did this. It's actually on paper.
That's an active lawsuit.
Their wicked intent.
This is a major lawsuit, actually.
Bro,
that contract.
Believe you me, bro, they are in so much trouble.
Oh my goodness. That's big bucks right there. That's a major lawsuit.
And guess what? Some of y'all don't understand. This is actually us showing them love. This is us showing love.
You can't just take advantage of people. Like, you can't just do that. I don't care what Baldwin says. They can't just do it. You can't do it. It's not lawful. It's not permitted.
Here's the thing, too, Brother Beret. This is an act of love. We're trying to show you how ignorant y'all are being and how ungodly and unlawful y'all are being. All the texts were read to you earlier, and we're showing you the stuff you do don't match the text. There's zero love for these brethren. They have labored for years, decades. You telling me Elder Becker, who built Straightway, he did 10 times the building you did, Dowell. 10 times. He deserved nothing. But if he did get something, he has to sign an NDA. Deacon Bell, slaving for 25 years at Walmart, and then spending 20 to 30, 40 hours after working 50 at Walmart on that land working to where the man can barely even walk now. Doesn't deserve nothing? Oh, I gave him a boatload of money. Let's give you 20 grand. Let you go out with your family, put you in your Cadillac, and give you 20 grand and go get started with your family, Dowell. Go get started. Since you did Deacon a favor, he ain't come with nothing. He came 27 years ago. Who cares that he came with nothing? What did he give while he was here? And guess what? If he was a bad servant, show me the videos, Dowell. You do a video on everything else. Show me the videos where you said Deacon Bell is a slouch. Deacon Bell adds no value. If he is, how did he ever become deacon? Because guess what? When I got to Straightway in 2011, he was just brother. But he was moved to deacon. Why? If he's a slouch, if he's added nothing, why was his wife chosen to be the spokesperson for the women? To help educate the sisters. Why? If they brought nothing to the table. You're a lying dog. That's all. That's all. You're a lying dog, and it's coming out. Your NDAs, your covenant contracts, your lies, your backdoor. See, you don't understand all these people you're having these conversations with. They recording y'all because y'all record them. Y'all started that stuff. All these conversations being recorded. All of them. And guess what I tell men? Guess what I tell men? I'm cool with you recording. Oh, no, I'm not thinking. No, go ahead. Because just like I told them brothers when I met with the brothers in Georgia, the 3 meetings I did, warning them what was to come, I told them. This is why he won't release it, y'all, because y'all going, guess what? He really ain't going to release those audios now. Because after 18 months, y'all would see that everything I told those brothers in Georgia, all of it has happened. All of it has. And you will also hear me telling those brothers in Georgia, if you uncomfortable with these meetings and you think Pastor Dowell or any other leader needs to know what we're talking about, send them the recording of it. I'm the one that told them to do it. So what am I hiding? What cookie jar? I caught him red-handed, you lying pig. I never wanted to run Straightway. I got brothers, and they're beloved to me. I ain't never tried to rule over none of these saints, and I never will. Barack, you know as well as I do, all these saints that we have helped that have come out, I ain't obligated none of them in anything. 98% of them don't even fellowship with me, y'all. Why? Ain't no requirement to. But when they call, guess what? I talk to them just like I shoot, like we was together yesterday. Because they're my brothers. They're my family. Zero obligation because they're beloved brothers. And they know what? They have all seen me drop everything and come to their aid when y'all's put it in my power. Zero obligation. Let Dowell say that. And guess what? Let one of these brothers, if I'm lying, get up here and tell them I'm lying. Come up here and tell them I did this and then I obligated you in any way, shape, fashion, form, in anything. Because if I'm lying, I want to be exposed so I can repent. None of these brothers, none of these families, none of these sisters in 18 months since leaving, I ain't obligated none of them. Some of them actually have fallen away from the faith. Not many. I can count on one hand. The majority of them are healing and they're still connected to the body and they're still in fellowship. And I told them, what you do is between you and Yah. Go house to house, and they're doing it. And I say, you know what? Don't put your stuff out there for that dog to, oh, look, this woman, all they're going to do is try to pick it apart and say this is wrong, this is that. You see what happened when Brother Tim put their fellowship out there. Beautiful fellowship Brother Tim them had down there with Mom Muncie, the Bells. I don't know if some of y'all saw that. What Dowell and them do? Oh, you got women talking to men right in front of their husbands. You do it all the damn time. You was just talking to a man's wife right in front of the husband. He ain't say a damn thing on the video.
Nothing. Almost about checked her too.
Yeah. Ashley's having a conversation with a brother right there in front of Deacon Bell. Not like he can't hear what the hell going on. You a hypocrite. You constantly talking to men's wives. You wasn't talking to mine like that, though, sucker. Hell no.
Crazy.
You know better.
Now I want to add this real quick. Galatians 1:10. Listen, Galatians 1:10 really highlights the fact that just because you are being elevated by man, being ordained by man, being put up on a pedestal by man, being glorified by man, or being favored by men, it does not mean that you're in good standing with the Most High Yah. And in Galatians 1:10 breaks that down effectively. Go ahead, Pastor.
It says, for do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ. And guess what, y'all? Yeah. A lot of y'all found out. A lot of y'all thought I was a man pleaser. Till the rubber hit the road. A lot of folks can't be kissing. They say, wow, no, I thought you was a Dowell. Like, no. If you listen close, I'm praising Yah. I give man credit where credit is due. I've given him credit where I thought he deserved it. But my loyalty always was to the Most High. Always. And that's how it needs to stay. You ain't no servant of the Most High if you serving a man, if you in fear of a man. If you care more about what the creature thinks about you than the creator, you ain't no servant. This is why I'm willing to die. Ain't no big deal for me. Ain't no big deal for me. If I'm wrong in this, cool. I said it. If I am everything that Dowell and them claims I am, I would rather leave this earth and go to hell right now. I don't want to be a hindrance for Israel. If my eternal fate is hell, why not give it to me now? Why wait? At least some of y'all would have a greater chance of making it into the kingdom with me as a deceiver being gone. Now, he says that's crazy talk. I don't think so. Sound like love to me. I actually love you so much, I don't want to be here. If I'm not a benefit to you, if I'm just a stumbling block to you, I don't want to be here. I don't. And I mean that. If I'm not a beloved brother to you, like I know you're a beloved brother into me, I don't want to be here. He ain't gonna say that because it's all about him. He's so vain. He's so vain. And everything about him is carnal and vain. That's all they talk about on the videos is carnal and vain stuff. Fruit. This is why everybody has left the ministry. Because they see your fruit is rotten and wicked, and you're a hypocrite, and you refuse to reason. You refuse, right? You refuse to do things in a decent manner. This him 8 years ago explaining the N-word. Some of y'all that seen, I remember this video.
Play that a bit.
That's what
I'm
Kabeer.
Go ahead and I'm going to explain.
Go ahead, Brad. Go ahead, Pastor. What are you going to say?
That's what Kabeer need to go listen to, because he's using the fact that Jordan used the N-word after this goon, this thug, right? This thug nigga pushed and punched his brother for no reason. Now, mind you, I'm going to say it to y'all again.
Right.
The whole community up there used the N-word. White folk, Hispanic folk, black folk. So now all of a sudden, the use of the N-word is bad. And I'm telling y'all, I've heard white folk and Hispanic folk live at straightway use the N-word. So don't try to come at me and say, oh, that was a final straw. I had to get rid of him when he started calling melanated people nigga. I'm calling you a nigga because you act like an ignorant nigga. Put me in. We've already done it. You've been judged. It don't look like it to me. I've been judged by fools, not by Yah. I welcome Yah's judgment. I welcome his correction. But this dude did a video 8 years ago. He won't care about that unless it benefits him now. I guarantee it.
And shout out to Lee, the brother Lee Christopher on this clip, in which, of course, Dowell was berating and claiming, oh, Jordan called him the nigger, the hard ER, and here we are now with the breakdown, which he was saying. And letting people know what it meant, the N-word truly meant.
Yeah.
You know?
He got Hispanic wives that use the N-word. She ain't no nigga. And again, it's whatever fits their narrative. And Kabeer, everybody heard that fool get up there during that so-called feast day sermon that he gave, showing his loyalty to Dowell, telling everybody, the whole world, Dowell's his girlfriend, right? This suspect stuff going on between these two. Real suspect. He got up there publicly. Then made a video. He gave me life. I thought Jesus gave you life. What breath did Dowell create? What lungs did he create? What veins and blood did he create, sir? You serious? And you got up there and did all this, and then you told everybody, if anybody leave our community, they're going to leave with a bag. I'm going to make sure they get a great sandwich package. I'm not going to leave them high and dry. Then when Dowell checked your tail, because he's controlling your money, he said, no. You ain't finna get them people that stuff. If they leave unworthily, they leaving. Then he going to come back and tell Jordan, you missed that opportunity. That was then, not now.
Wow.
Man didn't work for you 7 hard years and produce a 6-figure income job for that community, and you telling me the $1,200 was a slap in the face. It was a mockery. And if I'm Jordan, I understand you need to get as much as you can get right now to reestablish. But if I'm Jordan, I'll be prideful in that area, and I tell him, keep your $1,200. Keep it. Just like when Sister Catherine left, didn't give her nothing. She worked there all them months. He didn't give her nothing. Guess what? She didn't need nothing, and she's well taken care of. Most High Yah. She ain't got no thirsty men all up in her DMs no more. All you pissant ass brothers that don't give 2 shits about her livelihood, don't give 2 craps about her spiritual life. You ain't in her DMs no more because she got a real lead in front of her. She got a real brother that actually loves her like a sister, that cares for her soul. And he ain't having it. So that's why you ain't hitting her Facebook and you ain't trying to reach out to her social media wise. See, y'all would have looked at that and been like, she's weak. She's this, she's that. And y'all would have been vultures. And then you thought about it and said, oh my God, she's staying with Pastor Rufus. I'm going to go to the next sister that looks weak. And she done grew so much in 7 months. It's leaps and bounds what this sister has grown spiritually. And the number one thing she's learned to do is what? Forgive. She's learned to forgive. You ain't gonna learn that in straight way. Tell me the leader there that's going to preach forgiveness. It's two things you're never gonna hear it straight way: how to forgive and drunkenness. I'm waiting on them sermons. Who gonna teach in straight way forgive and walk that out? What does that look like? And who gonna teach about drunkenness, since the majority of y'all are drunks? You a drunk Dowell, you a drunk Bud, you a drunk Mir, all y'all drunks. This is why you don't speak about drunkenness ever, hypocrites.